Hello everyone, my name is Botanist Cool. Today I'm here with the Ace Attorney expert herself,
Katie,
to do Ace Attorney stuff, which I forgot where we were at last time.
we're about to start trial, I think.
Oh,
with
righto. Righto. I forgot who all the people were. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I immediately think of the people in this game. I immediately think of like Naruto right now, and how much he pisses me off sometimes. Walkie Kataki.
We're done with Naruto.
And also, fucking his dad's eyes really got me. I fucking love that so much. Oh my god.
I was waiting the whole game for that sprite reveal.
I fucking love him. I'm not gonna lie. I love his design so much.
These attorney designs are so good.
They are. Anyways, before we start the stream, guys, I just want to make a quick announcement. We are doing a charity stream today, as you guys already see in the chat by the automated message. We're raising money for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. They are a fantastic organization providing medical aid, supplies, food, and water to those affected by the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. So if you can donate, I'd be extremely grateful. For larger donations, you'll have me playing without my glasses, or you'll have me eating sour candies. That kind of stuff, a lot of fun stuff there. And eventually, if we raise enough money, you'll see me in that sexy anime bunny outfit, which is going to be a lot of fun. Last but not least, we did reach a goal. We raised $521 so far already. Which means that we get a new chat command in. And once you guys, we get to the point, I'm gonna put it up in the Discord and everything. We're gonna talk about what y'all want the chat command to be, and we'll have a little fun there. All right? Anyways, let's get right on into it.
Let's go.
Yeah. Let's see what's up.
See what's up. Bang.
Quarters now in session 4. How do I say that?
That's not even that hard, Your Honor.
I know, right? Like, I was expecting something like really hard. Like, all right, I forgot I forgot this person. But all right, that's it.
You forgot just all of Clavier.
No, not Clavier. I remember him. It's Machi Tobai. I forgot. Oh right, shit! The fucking 14-year-old kid from
our client.
Yeah, our client. Machi Tobaye, Your Honor, the pixie of Arpeggio. Right. Here's trial. Quarters in session.
Right. I thought we were at lunch.
Yeah, right. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, it's the wrong voice there. The prosecution is A-OK, Air Judge. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. My opening statement, Ja? No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Yes? So you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What is going on here? Judge, where is this going?
He's so old, staff. Just let him be.
What do you say to them? Huh? I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right? I mean, okay, he has a fucking point, though. What do you say to a person when they're like, have a terminal illness? You can't say get well soon. What do you say now? Holy shit. Judge, why'd you do this to me? What the fuck? What do you say?
You good?
What do you say?
It depends. Like, is the incurable disease fatal, or is it just a disease you always have to constantly manage? There's different levels.
Alright, you know what? Fair. Hey, KSG, how you doing, buddy? And you redeemed the hydrate and a stretch. I will do so real quickly after I get out the big boy, the whooper boy. God. Oh, that's a fair enough point. But are you visiting Phoenix in the hospital just for stupidity? Like, he can't cure that, but you know.
Incredible. Just digging that Phoenix. The man's already lost everything.
I know,
and still.
Right? And he got a daughter out of it.
The common exchange, I suppose.
You'd only be kicking them when they're down. What are you talking about? I'm actually going to visit someone who's terminally ill. Right after this trial, the Chief Justice's son. Does this have any relevance for the future? I feel like they're setting something up.
Hey.
How you doing today, KSG? Like, I feel like the next
I'm
fucking...
trying to remember. Chief Justice. If that's who I think it is, then color me surprised, but... I don't remember, but...
The Chief Justice? His son is afflicted with the most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. Ah. So I thought I'd just pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be in order of the day.
Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? Trissy, I think the issue is that he's saying way too much that is on his mind. What did he say?
She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for?
You still haven't admitted your love, Prosecutor Gavin.
You're still pining. In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement briefly. You're in luck, Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim in the case. Romain Lettuce, age 35. The global manager for Diva Sanctus Lamoire. The cause of his death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. Oh, I did get a message from my friend, by the way. I sent him a picture of the gun, and he goes to me. I don't have Facebook up anymore, so I very rarely know where this thing is on my phone. He goes to me. Looks like a Colt Python, I think. No, my mistake. It's certainly a copy of a Smith & Wesson and frame revolver, which happens to be the kind used by Dirty Harry. Feeling lucky, punk. Basically, that guy in that movie was like, do you feel lucky? Same gun, apparently. It's the 44 Magnum was the most powerful handgun in the world, quote unquote. But yeah. Famous from the Clint Eastwood movie. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, but apparently that is, yeah. This report has all the details. The court accepts this evidence. Why couldn't I get the autopsy report? 45 caliber, that's quite large, isn't it? A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet.
It'd be really funny if the judge was ever just like, I don't feel like accepting this autopsy report. Deny.
Yeah, that piece of evidence? Nah, man, I'm not feeling it. Got bad vibes.
Yeah, get it out of here.
Can you point to me where on the evidence it's relevant? Fine. However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse considering. Two shots were fired. One shot missed, the other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found on the wall of the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit. I see, the court accepts this evidence. God, we're getting so many evidence. If we're talking about a 45 caliber revolver, you must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use.
Really?
Yeah, apparently weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body because he's just so fucking old. The judge will take more care in choosing examples. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. The dressing room has only one entrance, this door. That seemed to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots.
He's talking about you and Emma, huh?
Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. But that's impossible! Exactly, this murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person? That is, of course, the defendant, Machito Bai. Only the defendant could have committed the crime. But how? It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Very well, I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand. How are we gonna fucking... Oh, okay, never mind.
It's me.
Your name and profession, please.
I'm Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night.
Emma seems tired somehow. Security at the concert, you say?
Some security I was. I couldn't even stop a murder.
Just give her a gun, see what happens. Like, she's a detective, right? Just give her a gun. Just imagine, like, there's a sprite of her, like, opening her laptop, there's a fucking, like, 9mm there, she's like, I'm packing. Now don't blame yourself, things like this happen. I've made bigger mistakes in my career, you know. Please, no! Judge! I'm trying to think of what some of the bigger mistakes he's made in the past. I don't remember them.
I mean, a guilty verdict, no matter the case, pretty big.
Yeah. I'm sure that makes her feel much better.
I want to hear about these bigger mistakes.
Same here, Trucy. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered, and we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please. We let Maya get away with nuking Turkey. We let Maya figure. I know, right, Chip? That's exactly the crime. We let it happen go away.
All right.
God, that fucking video's hilarious.
The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it.
Wow, that was so undescript. That was like saying, yeah, I went there and yeah, they totally did it. Trust me, bro. This is literally just a trust me, bro. I looked. Like fucking statement. I was looking at the detective was the first on the scene.
But that door was the only way out of the room, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't get it. How can they say Machi did it?
It's like we need a bit more information. Well, the defense may begin their cross-examination. God, we haven't bullied a detective in so long, Katie. We haven't bullied a detective since Ace Attorney... Actually, no, Great Ace Attorney, we bullied Gregson a bit, so... we don't have gumshoe, so we're bullying Emma Sky today, apparently.
Night of the murder. Oh, right. There.
Very good. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes?
That's right.
What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert.
My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods.
Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Well, isn't it obvious? My keys, the whole morning, no. The whole day was ruined. And it's all because someone stole my keys. God, he's really fucking sweating. I couldn't ride my hog to the show. I couldn't open my guitar case.
There he goes again.
This is just a personal vendetta. Isn't it possible we simply misplaced them? Misplaced them! Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own. What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hand? That makes you a prime suspect! Oh shit, dog! Love slow acting anew. At your queen is waiting for you.
He's singing something.
Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor adrift in the sea of sound. Anyways, I didn't want anything else stolen, so I put up the detective. With the most time on their hands on the task. Oh shit! Actually, I can accept that.
I can't. What do you mean, time on their hands?
Please, the testimony. Poor Emma. Oh, the poor thing. We were let in, though.
I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you.
Damn, that's rude. I gave the Fräulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again.
Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now.
Gee, great.
Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off.
So no other outsiders were there then?
And then...
I bet Emma killed him. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots.
You were the one chatting. I was eating snackoos.
God bless you, Emma Sky. I fucking love you so much. That's such a mood. They look horrible. They look like really dried tiny sausages. But like, they sound
They
like
looked bad in
Cheetos.
AP. When they were small on a thing, they just looked like Twix, basically, to me.
I mean, I look at it and I'm like, this looks like a piece of a Slim Jim. But inside the back, they look like peanuts. And then like, it sounds like she's eating fucking crunchy, crispy Cheetos.
Right? That's why I thought it was like a chocolate bar, or not chocolate bar, but like, you know, like little like chocolate covered pretzels or something.
Yeah.
That's how I always imagined it. So seeing that image now is sad.
Yeah. Not everything in high definition is good. Oh, hey, no stalking in the court. And you're sure the shots came from Lamore's room? Yes, absolutely.
Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet.
Don't throw it! Ah, thanks. So, how about it, Munch? I wish they put in like a little sprite here real quick. That would have been really funny.
We were there. Hard to be mistaken about that.
Please, either talk or eat, not both at the same time. Oh my god. That's cute.
Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door.
Rock?
Blaring, yes.
When you say rock, are you referring to perhaps this rock and roll music people these days? God damn it.
I've never even heard of such a thing.
I only know Frank Sinatra.
I'm so old.
I swear to God, this guy only knows Frank Sinatra and fucking, who's the guy who sings Dean Martin, there we go. Frank Dean? Dean Martin? I don't fucking remember anymore. That's right. When we went into the dressing room, music was blaring over the speaker on the wall. That's
a pipe sound from the stage into... Sorry, I got distracted by a message. A pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage.
Did it have to be so loud? You don't listen to the Gavineers with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume.
When we walked in the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime.
If you can hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself. Damn it, he's got a good point.
Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation.
I investigated! This is the thing I wanted to press on the entire time, but like, this is such like, trust me bro energy. How could you know something like that?
As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen. You know there's only one exit from the room, that door. Small window only opened a tiny crack. Now I was standing in front of that door. So, how could the killer have fled the scene?
She's gonna say through the vent, and he's the only one small enough to go through it.
There's only one possibility, the air vent.
Ah! But that air vent was too small. Who could
Exactly. There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child.
A child?
Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed.
And of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. The defendant! The pixie of the arpeggio flitted up towards the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. But that's just conjecture! Oh? There was no other way out of the room. You were there, you should know, Herr Forehead.
And there is another vital piece of evidence.
Evidence? What?
Marks were found in the on the air vent grill.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you very much for the lurk, Loki.
Traces that it had recently been opened.
Wait, what?
And something else was found quite clearly.
Oh dear, I do not like where this is going. Hold on one second. It's not letting me shout out people today, oh well.
The defendant, Machi Taboy's fingerprints.
What? I never realized her hair did a whole flippy thing there. Order, order, order! That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, their forehead! What fairy tale does this suggest to you? Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. Clavier's kind of hot though. I mean, yeah. Yeah, he is. Clavier is very hot, I agree. I think we all agree on this one.
I mean, he is a rock star.
He is a rock star and he is a prince. In Trucy's eyes. And that one is our pixie.
Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience.
That's the wildest word to use. Whooping? Like, I just feel like it's whooper. Oh, right, you go like whoop whoop, I guess. Okay, fair enough.
Whoop, whoop.
I immediately just saw a whooper with that face plant that just like face plants in the mud.
I was whooping it up in the audience. It just cuts, and it's just Whooper with the little scarf and the hat and the cape.
Oh my god, now I want to do that. So this was his decisive evidence. Quite decisive indeed. Well, there's enough of that. Prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only one in out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive. Simple and clean is the way that you make. With the rice scarf, thank you very much. Let me get the rice scarf on Beta Whooper here. Dress up. Give him the scarf. There we go. I think I've heard enough to determine our verdict. Wow, already? Even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit. I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. It can't be over already. Very well, I believe this trial is finished. If the defense has no contradicting evidence, the prosecution has presented our proof clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain.
Paulo, they've got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something quick.
I know, think. What can get us out of this? The strange man who keeps coming in and out, like disappearing. That man. Piss yellow man. We need evidence or a witness that can prove Machi is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that... Hold on. We got a brand new bot in here that we're going to delete. Ban the bots. Mr. Justice! You have contradicting proof that you can overturn the prosecution's case. If you do, you'd better tell us about it now. Well, time to save, because I don't think I do, but let's take a gander real quick. Wait! It's a fucking cow. How is he using this gun? There's also the brooch here. Yeah, fair enough. A lawyer badge? Show that. I'm a lawyer. I know, right? I think I gotta put Lamar's brooch in there. We're gonna frame Lamar.
And that's contradicting?
Yeah, because they're saying he did it. Lamar's in... no? This is in so soon.
I wouldn't, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Alright, so what are we trying to contradict here? We're trying to contradict that...
I can think of two possibilities.
We have no proof he's blind, except for the fact that he is blind. We can just say we can't speak about anything. Plead the fifth. How do we prove he's blind? Fuck me, huh? Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses in this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely, I swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my million-seller hit song, Archer Queen My Love.
There he goes again.
I assure you, judges, that the dude was blind. However, I have this paper that says I cannot speak on said dude's blindness. Exactly, Loki. That's too bad, because there was a witness. Oh, really now? How did you come to possess the knowledge that the prosecutor does not? Because I am the only one in the world who knows this! What's going on? I just talked to him and... oh, yeah. And that's the other thing I was thinking, like, I needed to tie it to Lamar somehow, and I was like, maybe... They moved his mouth? I would need to tie it to Lamar, so like, maybe the brooch would do it, or maybe I could call her up, I guess. But yeah, fair enough. What? The victim said this before he died. Perhaps he did and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what Air Forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. But it's the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently you ignored me completely. Did we actually record that moment and we could show it on proof with our cool little, like, soundboard here? It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. That's enough! Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. Hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usually called for. Oh god, too. Are we... why is it so fucking hostile off the bat? Oh my god. There's no backing out now. To the name of your witness, Mr. Justice. What the fuck, dude? Lamar! Recall Mr. Latus's last word. The witness is... Siren. The siren? I meant the siren! That's right, the siren of the ballad, Lamar. Lamar was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin. My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime. Very well. let's hear from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We'll now take a break for Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lamar to the witness stand. Lamar would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag the story out of her no matter what it is. Oh, I don't know she's just gonna speak Bavarian or whatever it is. Oh my god. It is my distinct honor to welcome the Siren of the Ballad to our courtroom.
You are too kind.
Ah, you can speak English.
Yes. Yes, I can. But I'm not very good. There's much I do not know.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it.
Wait, what? Are you still pulling on this character bullshit? What does she mean she doesn't know? I, too, thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. What's that? Lamar suffers from amnesia. What the? Where was this information? Yesterday.
Why would you tell you yesterday?
Why would you tell him?
He's a prosecutor asking her about
time out.
investigating her background.
Time out. She like the da. Amnesia.
Lemure is not my true name.
You saying it's just a stage name?
But I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Oh, she's even more mysterious than I thought.
As a lauded singer Lamar, she lives a good life. Is she Trucy's mom? They have similar brooches. And that is all my proof. And they both have brown hair. And they both have 2 eyes and a nose. And things on their head.
One might even theorize a mouth.
There are By that logic, I can see her being her mom. Thank you. Both are in the court right now. Exactly, Chip. They have to be mom and daughter.
Think about it. Have you ever seen Lemure and Trucy's mom in the same place?
Exactly. Look at that. Look at that. They even have different colored eyes. And head stuff. They put these on their heads. Virginia, that's what it's called. Okay. Oh shit, right. This guy's a detective too. Alright. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. I see. I care for surprising little about people's past. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamar.
Thank you. But there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness? What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened.
Lamar, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet that young gentleman with a wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand. You asshole.
Oh my. Congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy.
Well, now you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the scene of the crime.
As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set.
That's a lie.
Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there.
Okay, maybe that wasn't a lie.
That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
I must say, you sound wonderful just in testifying. Oh my god, dude, chill. Nobody was too distracted to actually hear what she was saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat and refrain from detaining her any longer than need be.
Wow, you just got better, Apollo. Way to go.
Well, if I'm just the bad guy, can Clavier finally arrest me?
With those handcuffs. Mm.
Yeah, exactly. Very well, Mr. Justice, keep it short and sweet. Lamar wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. Exactly, I gotta find out exactly what it is. But you must have seen something. The truce named you.
Mr. Lettuce? How can I tell you what I don't know?
Lamar, he said you were a witness of his dying words.
I do not know what he meant to say, but that night.
It was a great concert.
You heard me sing? Thank you.
So I'm gonna get an autograph later, actually.
Of course.
Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You're out of line. Anyone deserves an autograph here? It's me. I'm about to say. One of my gavel would be nice. Herr Judge. What's this? God, I love you, Clavier, so much. It's my autograph. Now keep this trial moving. What? Oh, my grandchildren will be so happy. Apparently his grandson is a big fan. Let us continue, shall we? If you would, Lamar. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance. You did not return backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing?
I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing.
And was Machi with you at the time?
Unfortunately, I do not know where he was.
So much for an alibi for Machi. With Machi, correct? How was he then?
He seemed as he always does. But I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Lettuce's death. Yet, he is not the type to show much emotion.
Yes, he has given the police no end of headaches. He answers most questions with silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing. The questioning hasn't gotten very far.
We sat there, waiting.
How was the incident explained to you?
I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Lettuce died.
Of course, investigations require some security.
But Mr. Lettuce was my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Both Machi and I were beside ourselves with concern.
Allow me to apologize, but please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you.
Yes, I understand.
Think, what does it ring true of our testimony?
It's hard to imagine Lemire lying.
She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. But what did she tell me about the night of the murder? She can't clean because they were performing at that time. But how do I prove that? Oh, I got signed by both of them. Hell yeah. I'm sorry, Lamar, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's Lamar. She was wearing it for her song. Care to add to that testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? This brooch was found after the murder took place. At at the very scene of the crime. What? Lamore? How did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you have been wearing it during your performance that night. I'm sorry, that was funny. What's the meaning of this? Lamore, please explain. Lamore? Oh, come on. She says English is quite difficult. That trick's not gonna work here. Your forehead might be large, but you're a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact. What now? How does he know Borginian? When did he learn Borginian? In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. Is she really saying all that?
What's she talking about, Apollo?
Right when the incident occurred. Ah! She's talking about that?
Lost this room for me. I have to call for backup.
Right, understood. You're gonna make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. Lezus, can you hear me? Yeah, cold, so cold, witness, you're cold. Yeah. We've seen this already. What was that? Who's there?
Wrong.
Emma, did you see anyone just now?
No.
Could have sworn I heard the door close.
I looked into the room, just a glance, mind you.
So this is when your brooch dropped. That explains that.
It does. There's no other time I could have dropped it.
That's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Her forehead. She has raised a possibility that although the only thing that can counter that is evidence. She looked in at the crime scene.
Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. The moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice.
Her forehead shouting, "Who's there?" No doubt. A horrible voice indeed. Fuck you.
I closed the door immediately.
Well, that explains. It does not, because the brooch was inside the room, not just like at the door of the fucking room. Holy shit. Turn to your testimony. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lamar, you did look into the room though, right?
Yes.
Testify as to what you saw.
Very well. That was only the briefest of glimpses. My performance is finished.
What did you see in that brief glimpse?
I had only opened the door slightly when I heard that horrible voice.
And shut the door. I've always wondered, Air Forehead, does that voice of yours lack a volume knob? It's my cords of steel, man. Just back off.
I saw nothing. The late Mr. Lettuce's body was behind a wall.
Hold on. It was not behind a wall. Wait. I guess it was behind a wall. How would she know that? Just the door she'd have trouble with. Yeah, I guess that actually... Okay. I'm gonna press this, then perceive it. A wall. Was there a wall there?
Is what in English?
A division or a partition, I believe. It was a large dressing room divided into two halves. And a murder took place on the inside half. I guess that partition might have hidden the body. Okay, so we're gonna perceive this with my ring showering on. Let's take a look at her hands. Oh, she doesn't have her hands out. If I have to look at her eyes, I don't think anything else is visible. Her mouth, her eyes, and that's about it. Maybe her nose scrunches. I feel so degenerate looking at her like this, though. Like, I feel like a fucking degenerate. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's nothing else to look at her, though. Like, maybe she moves her neck? Is there any new stuff?
I think the only new thing is the...
Those two, yeah. I'm still fucked up about this thing, man. Wait, why did her mouth stop? What the fuck? Ventriloquism? Gotcha! Oh, that was, it went to her throat? The late Mr. Latrus's body, you say?
Yes?
You know something more about Mr. Latrus's death than you're saying.
What?
I can see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. I was looking at her. Okay, I guess that makes sense because, like, you know, you close your mouth and swallow, I guess. But yeah, you can't fool my eyes.
It's true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latrice have to be shot?
One moment, Lamore.
Yes?
What was it you just said? Why did Mr. Latus have to be shot?
Yes?
She's hiding something, I knew it. Lamore, I'm afraid you haven't realized it yet, but your words just now contradict your testimony.
Eh? How could that be?
Take this! Lamore's contradicted her own testimony, and I have evidence to prove it.
I do not understand the meaning of contradiction. It is you who contradict Mr. Justice.
Huh?
Your evidence is meaningless.
Wrong evidence. I think that's over. What did she say again? Why did Mr. Latus have to be shot? That's right, that totally contradicts her testimony. I'm actually confused here.
I know what it is. There is a piece of evidence that, proves that I'm trying to think of a good hint.
Right now, I'm thinking it's either the brooch or it's this crime photo because he was shot in the back. How would she know he? Well, there's also a big sound. But she wouldn't have known that unless she saw it, which means she'd have to go inside.
So what you're trying to prove is that she shouldn't have known under normal circumstances, and there's a piece of evidence that does that really clearly.
Yeah.
If you, take the time to look at it all.
Like this? Just like go like this all the entire time?
Yeah, just speed really fast, and you'll get it.
Potentially the autopsy report. And this. That's where I'm at. I'm at these two. I'm at that heart-shaped bloodstain's getting at me. I fucking hate it. I'm at the crime photo and the autopsy report being my two guesses, honestly. This didn't work. I was like, how could she see if she didn't see it through the partition? But she also couldn't see the gun.
Do you want more hint?
Sure.
You need to look at more evidence, man.
I mean, that doesn't sound like it'd be good evidence, though, I'll be honest.
Who in chat has solved it?
What? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Is it the brooch?
Or again, what are you trying to prove?
That she shouldn't have that information.
That she shouldn't have that information.
Yeah. I guess the investigation request might be it. Tell me a little more. How did you know he had been shot?
Well,
Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Latouche had been shot. Hearing it! I'm sorry, this one's a stretch even by my... I get it, but like this one's a stretch even by my fucking...
But she didn't testify that she heard it either.
That's true, yeah.
She didn't say I heard gunshots.
That's true.
York!
Yark!
York.
That's how they do it in Virginia. Lamar! You aren't hiding something from this court, I hope. That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet.
Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony.
Of course. All we want to know is the truth.
Looks kinda pale, huh?
She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. How did you see these bullet holes? The door opens the other way. It blocks your view of the bullet holes.
I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Latouche had been shot.
Only a glimpse, yet you knew there were bullet holes?
Yes, I recognized them immediately. I've seen bullet holes before, you know.
No, I don't. You have amnesia. You have traveled the world as a singer. You must have sung in places far more dangerous than our country.
I go wherever my voice is needed. Those places are many these days. That's really cool. I hope I get to travel like Lemire someday.
I plan on recording my next album overseas. Their studios have a different sound, you know. Maybe I should go on a Court of Steel tour, too. Lamar, they call you the siren of the ballad, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. A put down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo.
Damn. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your characters, huh? Wrong voice. Come on, can I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. Lamore, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct?
Yes, that is so.
There were bullet holes in the room, right? But they were on the wall the door is on.
Eh?
You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen the bullet holes.
York!
York. Maybe that's like, you know, sirens and seals, like York, York, York.
Maybe.
Lamore.
Yes.
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
And I must tell you? I must tell you what it is I saw?
Yes. The happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be good news in Virginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls on you to avoid tarnishing it. Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. But she knew how Mr. Latouche died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lamore. We're wrong. Lamore, please continue your testimony.
Very well, I shall.
Alright, here's what we're gonna do real quick. We're gonna go use the restroom, take a quick little break, get some water, because I am running out of water. And we'll be back in like 5. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Alright, see you guys in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
I keep forgetting where I put that last button. Hello, everyone. We're back. Hello. Hi, Elijah. How are you today?
Oh, hey, Elijah. Let me pull up chat so I can see your lovely messages.
Yeah, I forgot to put it on the BRB screen. So Elijah's like, is this stream on pause? I'm like, yeah. Well, Chip was like, yeah. So thank you, Chip, for being like, yeah. Before we get started back on in with the stream, I do want to make a quick another announcement. So everyone here is aware. We are doing a oh, Elijah, I did check the Animal Crossing, by the way, while I was off stream getting water. Nothing came in my mailbox, but I'm pretty sure I have most of what you already had anyway, so I can send you back whatever is missing. We are raising money for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. This is a fantastic organization that is actively, you know, trying to aid those being affected by the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. These individuals are providing medical aid, supplies, food, and water to those affected. And it is super very important that we support a group like this and this fantastic organization doing fantastic work. They are currently building a field hospital in the middle of central Gaza with the help from the World Health Organization and Doctors Without Borders. So this is a fantastic organization. If you could donate $1 or $2, that'd be great. If you can't donate, don't worry about it. Please do not put yourself in financial stress. Just make sure that if you can, share the stream a little bit. I think that'd be that's a great way to help support in general. And yeah, fucking free Palestine. Anyways, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on. Let me pull this up properly.
And one thing to do before, and one also thing, if you guys see any of the art or the logo work for the Streamers for PCRF event, that's all Elijah. So I put Elijah's links down there. There's his Twitch, his Twitter, and his Tumblr. So yeah. And he picked my model for yeah. Elijah and I are doing a paint-a-thon this Friday, and I've got a few models I'm going to be bringing onto that, so I'm very excited for that. I think I'm getting one more, actually. I'm not gonna lie, but then again, it's the plastic crack. It's addicting, man. I swear to God. I did see, this is gonna be very off topic, so my apologies. I did see the Kraken model that's officially done by WizKids, and it's just like some dude, kind of. It's wild. Like, hold on. Kraken WizKids model. I'm gonna send you a picture of this, Katie, and then I'm gonna share a picture. Like, it's this massive model. It's super cool, but it's also just kind of like some dude, which is the wild thing about it. Hold on, copy image, save image as. Here you go. So I'm sending you the picture. Okay, it's not just some dude, but like it kind of has the vibe of like this is some dude with a lot of tentacles. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, where is it?
Sure is, bud.
There he is.
Lots of teeth.
That's a lot of teeth, I know, right?
A decent amount of teeth.
I'm gonna show you guys real quick, just so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. It's this dude. He's got a lot of teeth in him, and he comes unpainted too, so I kind of do want to get him. But the models that are this big are typically like a couple $100, and that's not happening. But yeah, that's the Kraken model. It's so cool, but at the same time, like I have the juvenile Kraken, and it's just a fucking squid. And I love it. It's so cute. How did the little squid turn into this thing here? It's wild. Anyways, let's get back onto it.
I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. Oh my god. Get back into it.
I know, right? Words.
Words. There's something like a little window there. That's how I saw it.
Dude! That's just like a fully open window. You can only open it a crack. What the? Okay, whatever. Also, just kind of really funny. Just like, huh? Wait, so who has the gun?
There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was.
Well, at least you said it wasn't Machi. So you did witness the crime, and the killer was a grown person, you say? Oh. Huh. Go back to his voice. There we go. This is the first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice player, Forehead. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may begin with your cross-examination.
Great going, Apollo. You're right about Lemure. What's wrong? You don't look too happy.
This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong.
Hmm?
He saw the Kraken model.
Yeah.
So, you were heading towards the dressing room.
Yes.
So this is a little before she opened the dressing room door and dropped her brooch. About the same time Emma and I heard those shots.
I was on my way back.
What exactly is something like a little window?
Yes, well... window is the best word I know in English. I think it is how it is said, yes.
You need not worry, Lemure. Your choice of words is impeccable. There is a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail. That little window on the wall?
I, saw the crime from there.
You are certain you heard 2 shots fired?
Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. This was when I heard a faint sound, like a gunshot. Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot, much closer.
And there were 2 bullet holes in the scene. No contradiction so far.
It all happened on the other side of that window. There's nothing I could do.
It wasn't Machi who shot, are you sure?
Yes, quite certain.
It amuses me that you would question her testimony. It is the testimony in your favor, isn't it my job to object?
Yeah, Apollo, what were you thinking?
Trucy, let's just listen to what Lemure has to say. Can you tell me how you were sure?
Yes, of course, you see...
A grown person? That's a little vague.
I am sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
Certainly you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female.
It was a man. A young man.
And you're sure of that?
Yes, his voice was quite clear.
Voice? Looking at the diagram, it seems his dressing room was quite cluttered. Does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man.
So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Latouche?
You dunce, I just said.
You stupid pretty man.
Absolutely not. Did I just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Latouche who spoke, I would have known.
Indeed. So you are at the window and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi.
Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast doubt in the case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion on this testimony? Yeah, I like it.
You know, it's pretty good.
Well, I'd have to say it's pretty good. Vital, even. It shows that the shooter wasn't Machi. Surely you can't be serious, Airforehead. What? Why not? Lemure, I understand why you would want to protect Machi, yet remember you are the siren of the ballad. And lies do not become of such a creature. Wow, you're an asshole. Why would you say that? That is so rude, dude. Like, come on. What does the prosecution mean?
Apollo, what's he talking about?
How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. State of the room? Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could even hear a voice through it.
What? But I'm sure.
Lamar, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense, but my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. She's the only eyewitness we have. So you say. And the victim named her the Siren as a witness. That's right. That's what Mr. Latouche. We heard your claim. We even entertained the possibility. And it brought us to this. Herr Judge. Yes. The prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please. I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility. But what if Lamar can't testify?
Then we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case. What the fuck is this word?
Donka?
I was thinking like dank. I'm like, wait, what? Would he say dank?
No, it's not dank.
Like, dank, Judge, bro.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Donka.
Donka. No, where were we? Yes, I would like to hear from Fräulein Detective again. Wait, let me hear Lamore's testimony one last time. The cross-examination is already over. Until such time as needed as arise, this witness may leave the scene.
I'm sorry I could not be of more assistance.
Ooh, beans. At last, back to the real trial. Ready your forehead. I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Can't believe you can't recognize German. I mean... Yeah. I can't read German, I'm sorry, I tried.
Was I at least correct, Elijah? It'd be so funny if I was wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Fräulein the Detective, how far have we gotten until we were rudely interrupted?
Don't ask me.
I dislike saying the same thing twice, and I never repeat a song for an encore. You would, Miss Guy.
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latouche's killer could have escaped.
Yeah, he literally does speak German, I know, but like, I don't speak German, therefore I don't know exactly what he's saying. Fräulein means woman, yeah.
Yeah, we know what that means.
And air forehead's like man forehead, isn't it?
I know that Donka means thank you, but I'm just worried I pronounced it wrong.
Is that what it means?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. What were the other words? There's like the ocht, the oncht.
That means danger.
Oh, okay.
Kind of.
Oh. Okay.
I think, according to my sister, he uses it weirdly, but like... I don't know fully, but like... Gotcha. I think it literally translates to like danger.
But using it in a non-literal sense.
I'm free from sin, thank you.
The sin is now on me. I shall take your sin. I shall bear all the sin for the world, for I am. I'm not gonna make that joke. We got so many people pissed off at me. I'm gonna get canceled. I
was through that air vent on the ceiling.
For being a USA-ian.
I thought you were saying a US Asian, and I'm like, I don't think that's correct.
My mind went to US Asian too, but I'm like, oh, it's USA Sheehan. Gosh. That's what I get for having shit eyes. Ah, yes, there was only one door in the room. And a witness, you, was standing in front of it.
Your vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through.
I certainly would have a difficult time.
You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant.
A virtuoso performance, I couldn't have put it better myself.
She does state a clear case. Though reading the report, something caught my eye.
Oh, what's that?
The circumstance of the defendant's arrest.
The circumstance? Again?
Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre.
Cray cray. She's right! Why did Mr. Latusa's body disappear from the room? And end up on the top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less! A perceptive observation, Air Judge.
Thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough.
Judge.
You get a nose for these things.
The judge sure seems pleased with himself.
Very good, Four-Line Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? Oh dear.
I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics.
Dude, the dude's like 5 pounds soaking wet carrying this like fucking giant of a man?
Ain't no way.
Ain't no way, dude. Ain't no fucking way. And he's also blind on top of that. Are we just looking over the fact that there's like this tiny blind guy apparently able to work heavy machinery and bring this guy to said heavy machinery, put him on top of it, then go on top of it with him, and also have the knowledge to like bring the guitar with him that was stolen, and like there's so much bullshit happening right here. You know, I'm calling it the fucking murderer is fucking Darian Crescend. Fucking murderer right there. Look at him. Look at him. I know he's a detective, but I think he's a detective that's gone bad. Fucking ACAB, baby. Let's go. Like this dude.
But you don't judge his jaws aesthetic. Like, you don't think that's a comforting, honest aesthetic to have?
I fucking love his jacket, but like unironically, I would wear that. I unironically wear a jacket that was like a shark's mouth. I would. That's so fucking cool. Are you kidding me? Like, I actually love that jacket so much. But like this dude, look at this dude, man. This dude's like fucking tank. You think this guy could carry him? Nah. This dude, this is a fucking tank.
He moved the body to match Lamour's song. Ugh. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All this evidence clearly points to the defendant.
Oy vey. The more
You know how do you just like heave a dead body somewhere and then lie down for a nap?
just lie down with the body you killed. Basically, just like, yep.
Well,
hey,
I'm tired. I'm sure glad I moved this body to not be tied to me. Let me just take a little nap.
That is more believable than the bullshit she's making up, though. That's the funny part. The model. Oh, what's the model you wanted, Elijah? I'm curious. I'm curious what the model you were looking at is. Lamar's song? Yes, the Guitar Serenade. You noticed it's code too, did you not? It's code? All the events that day followed the lyrics to their song. Did I give you that information?
Yep, and he's turning it against us, as a prosecutor does.
First, the keys to my heart, held so tightly, were stolen. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latusa's life was taken by a bullet. Lady Elise Dutchard? Send a picture of me that. I want to see that for sure. The model is in limbo. Rest in peace. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, guitar, up together in the sky.
That's mad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale.
Her fucking hair doing that thing, it just wow, because I never see it from the front. But
Yeah,
there
it
it
looks
is.
weird from the back. I always assumed it was like a small ponytail.
Yeah. Grand finale, as it were.
Hey, you know I was the one who first noticed that.
I've heard of jumping rope to songs, but counting the songs. But killing!
It's a wild world out there, Judge.
Very well. You've heard one song and dance, let's go to the next. The cross-examination.
I'm not sure I'm gonna be doing much singing. The fucking bracelet still bothers me. Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics?
I didn't believe it myself, but it can't just be a coincidence.
It is as Fräulein Detective says. Let us begin with the first verse if you would, Fräulein Detective.
What? You want me to sing it?
You are the witness, Ja? Or did you want me to sing? I warn you, my fee as a vocalist is not trivial.
Fine, fine. Ahem.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's look at the first part of the lyrics, shall we? When you stole away the keys... Yeah.
You don't need to sing it if you don't want to.
That's exactly how it went. That's exactly what it went when she tried to do it. When you stole away the keys... My heart held on so tight.
Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped keyring was stolen that morning.
I still laugh over the fact that... Wait, I wonder if do you think Elijah will like the key that just says Goral?
Oh, hey Elijah, take a look at this key set he's got.
It's such a stupid key. You have one normal key, one guitar key, and then the key that just says Goral? We have no idea what that one's for. It's just Goral.
It's got a very, like, these keys are wild, man. Just Goral.
Goral. My keys. Gore.
Goral. And hearts, too, so. Goral.
Next, we go to the right page of the lyric sheet.
Are we ignoring the second verse? What does the second verse say? Pleasure, pleasure, but a fleeting melody that wraps around me, and now through the air I fly. Okay, well, to be fair, Lamar did fly through the air. Okay, cool. She did. That confused me so much.
Where we find, burning on in my heart, fire, burn my love away, all away. As we know, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away, all away. Mr. Lotuse's life was taken by a bullet.
And for those who don't know, his full name is Romain Lettuce.
Yep.
Romaine lettuce, and I fucking love it. It's so good. I remember like last year I was reading it and I'm like, wait a moment.
You got that one and I'd never realized that, so.
Bravo for Fräulein Detective. Your singing, it's not so bad. Now for the finale. Guitar, guitar up together to the sky. As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Lettuce was found with a guitar high in the sky over the stage. No series of coincidences could be so well conceived.
He's right. Scientifically speaking.
Alright, now I see it. What would Walkie have said? That concert was whack. Why are you bringing Walkie back into this, bud?
It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that. Ahem. Anyway, the shooter.
Does the prosecution have any idea why he'd do all this?
You want my scientific opinion? No clue.
God bless.
But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deep reason.
A deep reason? Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. Unforgivable acts even if he had a reason, and worse if he had none. They're still ignoring the fact that the kid's blind. That's eating me up like no fucking tomorrow. The kid's blind, he can't see, and you're accusing him of everything. Whoa, wait, we just got a big old donation. Whoever gave the donation, and thank you very much. Probably on Luna's stream, but I'll eat a sour candy. This is over like $30, so I'll eat a sour candy as to keep my promises of any donation over 20 gets a little bit of fuck.
I just love how like Clavier pretends to be cool, but then like he's just such a diva. Like my guitar, my keys.
He's a little bit of a diva, yeah, but we love that about him.
The diva's complaints aside. Perfect timing. The diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this on just a whim.
You know, people say Maya is a work of art because people keep framing her.
Well,
God,
good
that's
news,
so
we
sour.
don't have to. Well, good news, Maya won't be framed for 2 games. So,
Hi there, Cool Chris. Pleasure to meet you, friend. For a detective, I take offense to that description.
Indeed, it does seem well rehearsed, shall we say.
yes, this crime was planned for sure.
Do you not like this case, Cool Chris?
I think they're probably referencing one thing that we haven't gotten to yet, where it's just a certain piece of evidence on repeat. Let me know, Chris, if that's what you're thinking of.
So, my friend Katie here is the Ace Attorney expert herself, and I am the newbie. It's fine, but the logic is just infuriating. Gotcha.
I'm trying to remember. There is some stuff about this that is dumb, but overall, I don't like. It's been a hot minute since I've played this case, like years. So like, I'm trying to remember anything that's like super crazy about it. I don't remember anything offhand that's like odd for an Ace Attorney case. One might gripe. Yeah. But we'll see. You know.
I did
Steph
solve the
managed to line up
fucking...
in Rise of Ashes. Bot managed to line up the vase like first try, I think it was.
Basically, yeah.
Which was incredible because you either do that first try or you're on it for 5,000 minutes. So.
But then there are things that I'm on for so long that are so fucking obvious. Like, I've had trouble with I've had trouble with some evidence before.
I mean, everyone does.
Yeah.
Everyone. Getting to the point where you just kind of submit whatever is a rite of passage. You know, no one can get it all the time.
Yeah. I just also just after you play 5 of these games, so we on stream before, Chris, we had played the original trilogy, the Great Ace Attorney, and now we have these 3, obviously, then investigations in the future, which I'm really excited about, seeing the Pining of Edgeworth so much. After you play these games for a while, there's a little level of like weird logic that comes with it. That's kind of like, I know I would never think about this, but Ace Attorney would. You know? It's like, this isn't how the world works, but this is how the Ace Attorney world works. That kind of deal, you know?
Yeah, Chris, if you know Ace Attorney stuff and you know stuff about the investigations, let me know how you feel about the fan translation name of Sebastian de Best being turned into Eustace Winner in the official translation.
The name just still reminds me of like fucking Jar Jar, like, Eustace Winner! It's called play conditioning. I think the most baffling thing is they shot lettuce, but the gun would break in his arm. Yeah, no, or the fact that he's just fucking blind.
I've been thinking that too.
Or the fact he's just fucking blind. I'm sorry, the kid's blind. They've been ignoring this the entire time, and it is so infuriating. Like, come on.
I'll say this much: it is frustrating that they haven't brought up anything related to that yet.
Yeah.
I'll say no more.
Yeah, like, I remember being that age and trying to shoot a revolver, right? Because like, I said this before at the last stream, my father took me out to shoot a revolver between the ages of like 10 and 11, right? Or guns in 10 and 11, so I shot like a 9mm, and I didn't shoot like a shotgun at that time, I shot a shotgun a few years later, but like, I shot a 9mm, I shot a revolver, I think that was a 36 caliber, so it's even a smaller one than this.
It's so funny when in this game they like freak out and then you tell the stories. What?
All I'm saying is that for me, shooting a 36 cal at that age was a pain in the ass because like it was so hard to actually like shoot it physically to pull the trigger. It was such a intense weapon. It didn't, when I finally did it, it didn't like break my arm or anything, but it was a very hard gun to shoot once. I could not get a second round off of on it because it literally was just, it felt so hard to shoot. I think they'll address this blindness. I hope they address the fucking blindness. Like that's such, like they're turning a, pun intended, blind eye from it at the moment. One hand.
Yeah. No spoilers.
Yeah.
I've played, but
I have not
Bot has
played.
not. So.
For the translation, I don't know how to feel. On one hand, I'm used to the translation names, but some of the other new names I think are cool. I'll have to take a look at
Let's
those.
see. Yeah, I think they renamed. I forget what they renamed Courtney. I forget what they renamed her to, but her name, Verity, I think her name is. Like, I think that was cool and fine. But it will take me a while to get over Eustace Winner.
It's even I know that's not a great one, honestly.
Verity Gavlet, or Gavlet, or whatever. Yeah.
Gavel, like a fucking gavel on the. Is she the
Yeah.
judge?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Verity Gavel, that makes sense. And I'm just saying, variety. We finally have a variety in the judges. A
Yeah,
variety in the
before she was,
gavels.
Yeah, before she was like Judge Courtney or something, which was like, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I did like that one. And you know, Raymond Shields, I'll miss. Eddie Fender, you know, I see why they did it. I see why they gave him that pun name. He's less cool for it, but you know, he was never cool to begin with, so.
Chip has 100 keywords. I keep forgetting to actually do stuff to make the worms like legitimately useful. God, Chip has so many goddamn worms.
I only have
fear him.
21k.
Eddie Fender, a defender. Not gonna lie, I liked it too. Yeah.
Yeah, which is what I'm saying is like, I get the pun, I like what they did it, I get why they did it. I will just miss Raymond Shields because that just like, it sounds cool.
Alright, let's get back right on into it.
Yeah.
Because we will go off on a tangent and just talk about this for like hours. But Mr. Latu spoke English. He may have come with this country before.
I looked into that, I assure you.
Oh?
It was his first time in the country, it seems.
He went to America and Japan, but not Japanifornia.
Apparently, he learned English on his own.
Nice. Great. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. For right when we had gambling.
It does seem difficult to imagine.
Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt.
What did you say? Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song?
Get him, Judge!
Fucking get him. Of course not, and I'm quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need promotion? Everyone already listens to my music.
They're even in my textbook at school.
What?
Wow, you have updated textbooks, Tracy? That's the real miracle.
Textbooks?
You have textbooks that aren't 7 years, that aren't more than 7 years old? That's amazing.
Fuck, that's a good joke. I love that joke. Holy shit. Oh my god. And I'd never heard of them. What does that say about me?
I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy.
Am I Glimmer Boy?
Gavin is Glimmer Boy.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't like him, remember?
Righto.
She likes us.
Yeah.
She's against us right now, but she likes us.
I have planned my model for Friday. I will not be stopped as a horse girl. Oh my god, what's your model? Oh, I think the ad just came on. So I'll have to ask Elijah what his model is after the ad. Unless he has ad blocker, in which case, Elijah, what's your model? What do you mean by his signature?
Bullet holes in the wall, of course.
The bullet holes?
The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall.
And that means what exactly?
That dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart.
Wait, so you're telling me this short little guy, this tiny little thing of a man, right? He pulls up the gun, aims for his shoulder, shoots straight, like putting up the gun up here, like above his head by like 10 feet, shoots it, and then it goes through the dude's shoulder. There's so many logistical issues with this. He's too short to shoot it at that kind of height, unless he's on a fucking stepladder behind him, which if you're on the stepladder and you're a 14-year-old kid who's never shot a 45, you're falling off that stepladder the moment you shoot a 45. This makes no sense to blame the kid.
Well, what happened is he shot... Okay, so he shot it, the ricochet had him bounce off the back wall, and then he bounced right underneath the vent, and then he bounced up into the vent, and that's how he got there.
Oh my god.
He just ricocheted throughout the entire room like a rubber ball,
The poor kid.
and that's how everything got there. All of his bones are broken, but no one can speak his language, so no one's treated him.
Oh my god. Being a high caliber, it makes sense that it would have missed the powerful. Yeah. Like if you never shot a high caliber, gun before, you would miss. That's fair enough. But his arm isn't in the sling exactly. He's young. He's too young to shoot that safely.
Which is why his bones are made out of rubber, and he ricocheted from the entire room.
He is a rubber band
Like a
ball.
ping pong ball.
He is a literal rubber band ball. That's all he is. You'll have to send me a picture of that Creed course. I am so excited to take a look at that later on, Elijah. Oh, I see if some Discord messages. I bet you already did. Never mind. Rubber. Oh my god, he's moving. I love that part of the song. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways.
I only know the 4 Kids opener.
Cool, Chris, thank you very much for the follow. Chris, I do want to say, if you want to see some of our old Ace Attorney content, which is just as silly, it's all on the YouTube. So go ahead and take a gander at that if you want as well. But thank you very much for the follow, Chris. I hope you enjoy it. Your time here. No, there's actually this guy on TikTok who does a lot of like a cappella variations of songs. So I saw him when he did Evangelion at first, and I love that song. The song's a fucking bop. But then I heard him do the One Piece song, and it was really funny because like at the very end of the song, it's like One Piece or whatever, and he says One Piece, and you don't hear this very hard on him, like his voice just doesn't do this very hard. And someone commented someone commented being like, it's not 1P, it's One Piece, and he redoes it, he goes, One Piece, just like accentuating the C so much. It's so good. Anyway, that's how I learned about that song, and I fucking love that song. What? I know, right?
I like to annoy my sister by arguing in favor of the 4 Kids opening of One Piece.
Is it as bad as the German opening for Naruto?
I don't know the German opening for Naruto.
It's bad.
But I like to argue that the 4 Kids opening for One Piece gives you all the information you need to know as a kid who's randomly turning on the television and being dropped into episode 100 whatever of One Piece.
Hey, Kate, do me a favor. I just heard something in my kitchen. Can you keep everyone entertained for 1 second? I'll be right back.
Huh?
All right, I'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. It's me, star of the stream. Oh god. I've been given too much power. But yeah, 4 Kids opening is a bop. Yeah, I would argue so. My sister doesn't like how Gold Roger sounds. Like, she thinks that it's too much emphasis, and I'm just like, no, it's iconic is what it is.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, it looks like one of my roommates dropped the plate, and that's what the sound was. I'm like, holy shit, something broke in there. What the fuck? Alright.
Are they alive?
Yeah, I think so. They got shoes on, so they're good. I did not walk in there. I'm barefoot.
Difficult to miss, you say?
Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim.
Is she gonna say he's blind so he missed? Fuck you. It's a shame that version of the anime itself is trash. I've never really... The first time I watched One Piece was in Greece. And I just remember him saying like, "To capello, to spasmenis to capello mo." You, the hat, you broke my hat, when they like, tore the hat up in like the first few episodes or whatever. Apparently One Piece was one of like the OG anime that hit Greece for a while. Like there were a lot of like really weird things in Greece that went on the TV in 2004. There was like One Piece. Maybe it was at 2000. Yeah, it had to be 2004 because I didn't go
One
back.
Piece is like one of the most popular manga and anime of all time or something.
But then they also had like shows like Early Edition, which is like this very like niche show. I loved it. A very niche show about a guy who always had the early edition of a paper and had to like stop a murder or stop someone from dying because they got the early edition of the paper. But yeah, don't watch the 4Kids dub. It's heavily changed and censored. Oh man.
Yeah, I know. Like, I know they changed like Sanji's cigarette to like a lollipop or something. I'm sure. I don't quite remember. I just remember like turning on and like the opening's kind of a bop though. Like, let's be real.
If I recall correctly, they took Kaiba's gun from Yu-Gi-Oh! And they just made it like fucking finger guns at a point, if I remember correctly.
They've done several things to get with guns in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, a lot of the time, they do just have them kind of like pointing. But they'll do other things sometimes as well. The Shadow Realm
was hell.
was like made up for 4Kids. You just straight up died in non-4Kids land.
Except Himmelpop, he was a hammer thing. Gotcha.
I like. I haven't really watched a lot of One Piece. My sister's super into it, but I did enjoy watching the
Live action.
Netflix. Yeah, the Netflix was pretty good. It was very fun to watch with her because like she'd get excited because like they change things up for live action, like they put in characters early and stuff because they have the benefit to do that, and they need to like try and tighten things up and make it interesting for live action. So it was very funny when a character came on stream and my sister was just like "Garp!" and like please, like that tone exactly. And like, I was just like, it's fun to watch it's fun to get into something new that like someone else is into a thing, but like it's new to them too, so they're just freaking out and you're like, I'm here for the ride. I love the enthusiasm.
Yeah, a lot of things changed. Yeah, a lot of names are changed. That makes sense. Nowadays they're not censoring the animes as much as they used to. I do remember though, when I was like a wee lad, I went to Disney with my family, and I was not allowed to watch Adult Swim, obviously. But I decided, hey, what the hell? Everyone's sleeping. I'm going to turn on Adult Swim. And I'm like a kid at this point, right? I'm very young. I don't remember how young it is. This is one of my first memories. And it's seeing Neon Genesis Evangelion. And
that's wild.
First, like one of the first anime I watched, seeing Neon Genesis Evangelion, specifically that episode where the kids are drowning in lava. And I'm like, this is not going to haunt me when I grow up at all.
I mean, that anime has some stuff in it.
It was not a censored anime.
I haven't watched it properly, but
it was not a censored anime, that's for sure. I think it has a similar thing with My Horror. My first experience was Bride of Chucky. Oh no! Never seen the Chucky movies though. All right, I'm about to get off topic big time. No, you can't be serious.
oh gee, he can't see. That's why he missed.
But how? Oh, come on.
It's the only explanation that makes sense.
He's not tall enough to hit him in that kind of way.
He used sound and other senses to fire the gun.
Are you saying he's a fucking bat with echolocation?
Poorly.
That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, Ja. It was the scene where Chucky pushed the TV onto. Oh my god. Rough. Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound.
A blind shooter. No wonder he missed.
I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. I think Justice, what do I do now? I'm gonna raise an objection. That's really mean. Sure, there are bullet holes left in the wall, but that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim.
That's certainly possible.
And it might have been the revolver's fault.
The revolver?
The revolver was a very large caliber, correct?
If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, why, it could have dislocated their shoulder.
Exactly. The defendant, Machi Tobai, as you can see, is tiny. Thank you! It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw him off his aim. Fuck off, Apollo! God damn it!
Listen, the point is that his shoulder should have been absolutely shattered. What do you say? The point is that he brought it back to missing, which is what the original point is. So everyone's like, yeah, it makes sense that he missed that first shot, all right.
Basically, he just confirmed their theory in his own way.
A convincing argument to be sure.
Haha, take that, smug prosecution.
Apollo?
Huh? What?
A bit about Machi being tiny. And the gun throwing off his aim. Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it?
Oh. It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Cripes, I really put my... Cripes? Fuck, are we in the Midwest? Are we in the Midwest? I put my foot in there this time. But let's get to the facts of the matter on the record. If you would, Four-Line Detective.
Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony.
Right. On the day of the crime scene, I concluded the shooter was blind.
You're just being ableist. You can't say he was blind then just because of the bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that.
I wouldn't call it proof, per se.
Huh? You merely raised a possibility. Four-Line Detective has made the most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vents. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the event in the first place? A very good point. Well, Four-Line Detective, if you would care to explain. Johnny seems sure of himself.
Recall the crime scene, if you would.
How would he know about the ladder? Fuck off!
There's a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents.
I don't believe it.
Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tabai. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of the stepladder.
But that's... Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? Ladder or stepladder, you decide exactly. You could have figured it out for yourself. You only needed to consider what the stepladder was doing there. I think I actually did call it out before.
Looks like the defense's objections have been squished by a stepladder.
Well, their forehead. Out of ammunition, perhaps. I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Kinda hot. Maybe he's caught onto the scent of blood.
Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place.
Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? Time to check the court record, court record, court record. I mean, he's aiming for the left side of the body, which is where the... Oh! Alright, Chris is letting the Primordial Whooper go to bed for a little bit. Let's get the Primordial Whooper back in bed.
Yeah. I have my idea.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? To prove he was sighted, hilariously enough, we could use the vent, can't we? Because, like, how's he taking apart the vent? If he's not sighted, you know?
We all know that blind people can't open things. It's impossible.
Getting the screwdriver in there is gonna get hard for that amount of time?
Why? You don't necessarily need a screwdriver depending on the vent.
Fair enough. Does the vent have screwdrivers?
I don't know. Let me know if you want my reason. Again,
Yeah.
it's been a long enough time that I don't like some things I know I'm biased by because I have
Yeah.
certain understandings, but this is not one of them. I don't think. I think I came to it. So.
Nothing in here that would help me. Wait a second, what was that? Oh, they're just like a safety or something? Okay, never mind. My guess is the crime photo because they shot right where the heart would be. And they also fucking messed up they skid. It looks like they skid their foot on the mark of the writing there.
That's
Ooh.
what I was gonna point out is the writing.
Yeah, the writing. The writing has like the writing looks smudged. Like a murderer would have smudged it.
Because why would a blind person have smudged it?
Exactly. Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge, as I knew you would, Air Forehead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because he couldn't see, therefore Machi, who's blind, did it.
The defense will present evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see.
This is that evidence!
The photograph of the crime scene.
I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There's something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's points. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, ja?
Wink.
What?
Nothing.
Did I say the wrong word?
No. I was making a joke. Ignore.
Oh.
Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction of the scene of the crime is...
The contradiction is right here.
The smeared bloodstains.
I thought it was just my blurry vision.
But it really was blurry. Yeah, I mean, same here, Judge Bud.
Where the victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture I have seen many times in this court.
It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha! I get it. At least I think I get it.
Guess what, Fräulein?
When Mr. Lettuce was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh?
Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here.
That does seem to be a distinct possibility.
The victim wrote the killer's name. Certainly a logical conclusion.
I'd agree.
Drat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that.
Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were the killer? I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind.
Neither would I. No one has anything else to say.
About what?
So the prosecution accepts this. You agree that this victim was attempting to record the name of the killer, and that the killer tried to rub the name out.
What's your point?
What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name?
Well, Miss Roach was writing something in blood once the killer saw what it was. Wait.
Once he saw what it was.
But what did you just testify about the shooter?
I said they were blind. Ah!
Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? Bear in mind the court of the defendant Machitobai is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter.
Impossible.
Order! Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what this all means. I mean, look at this photo. It seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now.
It seems I owe the court an apology. The Gaviniers are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred during our concert. Apparently, this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here.
Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't. And he's about to tell us.
Yeah, I got that feeling too, bud. I've got an idea. Let's rock. With these documents, but before that, I have a question for a four-line detective, if I may.
What?
Tell me, why did you think that Machitobai is blind?
Huh?
What did he say?
What are you saying? Of course he's blind.
Of course.
He's the blind pianist, right? So he doesn't Lemire lead him around by the hand all the time?
No way. I have a report here on the defendant Machitobai. According to this, Machitobai can see perfectly well.
What?
His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Bulgarians. He can see quite well. But you said... What did I say exactly? Therefore, had not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did so was four-line detective. Well, but that's... A significant fact, yes. Consider Machitobai sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this.
What about the bullet holes in the wall?
Yes, the bullet holes. I believe our forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the .45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, our forehead. I know you didn't have what it took.
You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize.
Oh, sorry.
That's no way to apologize.
He's angered the Trucy now. Look out.
If we could please end the bickering now.
Whatever, I'm not leaving. Can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me.
But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant.
Don't say that.
Aha!
Aha, what?
This bloodstain. Criminals tried to wipe it off, right?
That seems to be what happened, yes.
You might be able to find out what was really written here.
Really? You could do that?
That's right, with this.
Oh my god.
It's called luminol.
Oh, it shows where the... Yep, okay.
Maybe you know of it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood.
Yes, we've done those. Have we done those tests yet?
Ha! As if I'm going to tell you.
The bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request a hearing in court now. Okay.
Right, go for it, Apollo.
Huh? I have to do the test?
You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple.
I'm gonna fucking flip if it's Machitobai on there. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Like in the last Ace Attorney game.
If I believe an analysis is called for, have at it.
Yeah. Let's just do this. Yeah. Let's just get to
your
it.
hand's shaking. Ah, yes, what a beautiful name.
I can't read that.
Rifter 14206. A beautiful name.
IPXX314206? Wow, it really works.
This must be the power of science. It says IPXX314206.
Hold on. I'm trying to turn my head around to see if I can read it upside down. IPXX314206? So, a G upside down is 0. What would a 2 be upside down? 5? 1, 3, XX, DI? IPXX314206. What the fuck does that mean?
Oops. Put that there. Is that the killer's name?
Maybe it is. If the killer was a robot.
Aha, I have it. So what is it? It's their IP address. I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. It's an Interpol ID number.
Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency?
Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. Oh my god, he's an international agent, holy shit. But why would he write that number? I would imagine the Tus even know a number like that. Good show, Frontline Detective, rock on.
Eh?
Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number.
Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. I'm not sure what to think of all this. Prosecution's case is airtight, so it seems. Yeah, this number is really the name of that of an Interpol agent.
Oh, wait, I know. What if Machitobai is really an undercover Interpol agent?
That would be a possibility. What the f-
A possibility, yes. One that would mark him as the killer for certain.
Why did the Tus know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have time while we wait for Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Machitobai. What are you talking about? Well, Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial began. It seems too much of a bother to tell you.
You had me until that last bit.
Does it not raise a rather straightforward question?
Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see?
Exactly, it makes little sense. What do you think, Air 4 Ed? Huh? Me? Machitobai pretended he was blind. You know why?
How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he?
He knows from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Something wrong. Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why.
I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. That's nothing to do with his investigative stuff.
What does this have to do with anything? There was a reason why Machi Tobai pretended to be blind, but it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? It wasn't for himself.
Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness?
Do I have evidence for this?
You do.
I do?
You do.
This is the only thing to do with sight, is the sightseeing tour musique. Well, there's no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means, no, it couldn't be. Good show, Air Forward. It seems you've thought of something. Why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well, look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see.
That is Lemoire.
Lemoire and Machi Tobai, recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country.
Lemire and her pianist. They'd always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him.
That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go.
All time.
Yet we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see, so why do they have to keep up this act the whole time?
What wasn't a part of their performance?
I think there's a simpler explanation. Machi does not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing.
Really?
Is she blind? Really, it was all the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lemoire.
What's this? So you mean to say that Lemoire is... she's...
Yes, Your Honor, Lemoire is blind. Oh my god, okay.
What?
Huh.
Some of her testimony might make a little more sense.
Yeah.
This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin.
Is it now?
Please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim.
The only thing outrageous I see is the defense's vast forehead. Jesus Christ. Yet I see it was not vast in vain this time. He's quite correct.
But that makes no sense.
Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something?
Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lemoire herself? I believe she's still in the witness waiting room.
Apollo, what does this mean for our case?
Don't ask me, I had no idea she couldn't see. I didn't even imagine it until now.
Bailiff, bring in Lemoire.
Oh my god. Lemoire, it pains me to call you before us again this way, and yet I must.
Please do not be concerned on my behalf.
Those eyes, she really can't see, really?
It is true. How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Virginian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world.
So you are...
Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lemire. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lemire.
I see.
You maybe recall me saying something towards the beginning of this trial there, Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate the crime had no direct witnesses. Now, Lamore, I must ask for you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes?
Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you, except it totally was. May I begin, Your Honor?
Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm just a little lost here.
I think we're all a little lost here, Your Honor. God damn it, I think that's a good place to stop for now.
Yeah.
Because we're getting to that time where we are going to need to. We're getting to about 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So this is a good place to stop. Yeah. So, first and foremost, guys, before we head on off, I want to say this one more time. We are raising money for the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. If you have the ability to donate $5, $10, $1, I would highly encourage you to do. This is a very fantastic organization that is actively providing medical aid, supplies, food, and water to those affected by the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. They are amazing people doing amazing work. I highly recommend donating if you can. If you don't, if you have the financial ability to. If you don't, just sharing the word around and making sure people are educated on the subject by providing them credible sources, or by providing them just a link to donate if they can, or the streams, the amazing, fantastic streamers who are doing this. There's so many streamers participating, including Luna and Enki and Winter and all these other people who are participating. You know, just being able to share this, share everything would be fantastic. If you cannot donate, and that's a-okay. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Everything Ace Attorney was up there as well. Join the Discord if you haven't. Our next stream is going to be on Thursday. I'm going to be fighting the Fatalis as long as I can because I have no work on Friday. And Friday I'm doing a paint-a-thon with my bestie Elijah. So we're going to get on that too. Let me see who there is to raid right now. Is Luna still on? Luna is still on. Hell to the yeah. Oh, Cup's also on. Ooh, who do we want to go see? They're both good people. They're both streaming for PCRF right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much for watching on YouTube. I hope you had a good one. YouTube, stay safe, Botanist Cool, and we'll see you soon.